Does
Yes.
AEW have too many pay-per-views on the calendar, or is this just the wrestling business now?
It's the wrestling business, baby. It's back to the Monday Night War era, essentially, when WCW and WWF had a pay-per-view once a month. You know, we had 2 a month all the time. And we're basically at that point now, even more so. It is what it is. Would they benefit from having less pay-per-views? Probably. At least creatively, I bet they would. But money-wise, I don't know. I don't know how profitable it is. You know, what's interesting is me and AJ did some predictions for this show the other night just to get AJ's predictions. And there was only 6 matches announced. And I said to AJ, I said, of course, it's before Dynamite and there's only 6 matches. They're probably going to have a lot more. And AJ said, yeah, probably usually they'll have like 12. And sure enough, I'm looking at it with pre-show. We're up to 12. I just want to say we're only a couple days out. I wouldn't be surprised if we still get one more match.
Well, yeah, usually they've got Dynamite and they've got Collision on Saturday night, which tends to be when there's a pay-per-view coming up, when that last set of matches drops. But Collision was attached to Dynamite. So
Right.
It's kind of funny going into Dynamite. There was only 6 coming out. There's 12. You would think having so many pay-per-views during the year, you might shorten up the length of these pay-per-views, but it does not look like that's happening. Let's start from the pre-show and give some predictions for this card.
First pre-show match, we got FTR, Cash and Harwood versus Jet Speed, Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey. I'm going to go FTR here. I think they're going to be in the running for tag title matches again, so I'm picking them.
Yeah, I got to go FTR as well. I think I'm picking them more because I want to see these guys do well, and it feels like they've slid down the card over the last couple years. Even if they're being featured in spots, it's not like a main spot.
Eddie Kingston and Hook versus to be announced. So I don't know who TBA is going to be, so I'll go with Kingston and Hook.
It's hard when there's not somebody on the other team mentioned, but Kingston and Hook seems to be like the new tag team they're trying to put together. As far as I know, this is their first showing.
Harley Cameron and Will Nightingale versus Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. Divine Vanity. Vanity, that's their name apparently now. I'll go with Divine Vanity.
Yeah, I can't pick against Megan Bain.
Megan Bain and so all right, Roderick Strong in the conglomeration, because I guess Roderick is not an official part of that. So Roderick, Orange Cassidy, and Kyle O'Reilly and Tomohiro Ishii versus the Death Riders, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, and Pac. I'm gonna go with the Death Riders.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Death Riders because I feel like I feel like it's based on the pick for a later match.
Yes, because all right, we're going to be in agreement for some of these, Joe. I think we will eventually disagree, but not here. Darby Allin versus John Moxley, I Quit match. I got Darby. I think this is Darby's moment.
Yeah, it's got to be. This is a feud I would have thought would have been done at the casket match. So to me, it's kind of weird to see an I Quit match after that. But yes, Darby's got to get the win here, and hopefully this is getting over John Moxley for now at this point.
Absolutely. The Hurt Syndicate versus Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP versus The Demand, Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona in a Tornadoes Trios match. I'm going to go Syndicate here because The Demand actually did beat Shelton and Lashley on Dynamite. I think that's to give them a little momentum, but I think come time pay-per-view, it's Hurt Syndicate all the way.
Yeah, if MVP's stepping in that ring, I can't think that he'd be stepping in there for a loss, so I'm going Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, and he's actually has stepped in there for a loss already, so I think that, and a win. Shit. So I think this is the rubber match with MVP involved, so I expect him to win. Jamie Hayter versus Tekla. And it's a singles match. I'm going to go Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, I feel like Tekla's been featured well enough. I haven't kept up with the day-to-day of AEW in a while, but I've heard good things. But I don't know. I got to pick Jamie Hayter in this one.
Maybe this is one we're going to disagree on, Joe. Bandito and Brody King versus Okada and the new IWGP champion, Takeshita, with Don Callis for the tag titles. I'm going to go Bandito because I think they've been teasing animosity between Takeshita and Okada.
Yeah, I'm right there with you with Bandito because that's what I was feeling with Takeshita getting that IWGP championship. I feel like you have to be setting up either in AEW or in New Japan Takeshita versus Okada match.
Yes.
So yeah, I think this is going to start seeding the seeds of that descent.
Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe for the TNT championship. I'm going to go Fletcher.
I'm picking Briscoe. I'm going out on a limb there. That's more of a what I want to see pick versus what will probably happen.
Yep.
But I mean, how are you going to put Briscoe in there for a title and not have him win it?
I can't remember. I actually picked this match already with AJ, but Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. I might have said Jurassic Express, but I'm feeling the Young Bucks now. Even though I don't want them, but I think they'll win. I'm going to go Bucks.
Yeah, this could be a fun match. This feels like a throwback AEW match. They just put back together Jurassic Express, so you'd almost expect them to get the win. But the Bucks have been on such this like bad luck streak that I feel like they have to win. So I'm picking the Bucks.
Chris Statlander defends the AEW Women's Championship against Timeless Tony Storm. First one-on-one match between these two. Statlander won in a 4-way. I think this is just to help put Statlander over even more. I think Statlander is keeping the gold.
Yeah, it would be some shit if Tony won that title back. I don't feel like Tony needs it right now. She had a good run with it. Not that she won't get it back at some point, but I feel like if you took the title off Statlander, it would almost hurt her reign. So I'm right there with you. I feel like she's taking that title or keeping that title.
Main event time. Samoa Joe versus Hangman Page for Hangman Page's AEW Heavyweight Championship. I like me some Samoa Joe, but he's not walking out with that goal right now. It's still Hangman Page's time.
Yeah, I feel like I'd almost repeat myself off the Tony Storm thing where I'd love for Joe to be a champion again, but what does that do to Hangman as champion if you have him take it off? If Hangman can go through this war with Joe and come out on top, it makes him that much stronger. And not to say Joe doesn't go back for it, next pay-per-view or somewhere down the line, but I think Hangman Page has this.